JLD here, and welcome to MSTR Today. And I want to start off by just calling a spade a spade. This is a tough market. It's a brutal market. I mean, equities are getting hammered. Risk assets like Bitcoin and altcoins are getting hammered. Tariffs, the war. I mean, there's just a lot of things that are going on that are just tough right now. Very tough. That's why we just need to take a deep breath sometimes and just say, what is my long-term thesis? What do I believe for the long term? Again, I used my word yesterday, which I truly believe is the word for this market, not even this market, for Bitcoin and therefore MSTR, inevitable. My word is inevitable. This is going to happen, not overnight, but over time. There's going to be a lot of bumps along the way, a lot of exciting times like our run up to 109, and then a lot of just heart-wrenching, brutal times like how we touched 76,000 yesterday or last night. Tough market. Let's call a spade a spade. I just wanted to start there because I know this is tough. It's tough for me. It's tough for you. It's tough for anybody who has a long-term bullish thesis on this market. Let's move on to MSTR news. Strike announced 21 billion in the ATM. Michael Saylor, being the genius that he is, we'll get more into detail there. But I think what this means is less ATM on MSTR, more ATM on STRK, and it's going to be good in the long run. Again, we're going to talk about all those things about what it's about, how Bitcoin is inevitable. I have 3 epic Michael Saylor clips. And remember, this video is not financial advice. Please comment below. How are you feeling? Let's stay in this together. We're a family, we're a community, and we're in this together. So how are you feeling? Where are you watching from? What are your thoughts? Are you in this for the long run? And let's dive on in. All right, we're kicking today off with Michael Saylor, who wants to announce that Strategy announces 21 billion STRK strike at the market program. This is so bullish, so exciting. Now, Michael Saylor and Strategy are going to start using their preferred stock, Strike, to hit the ATM hard to buy $21 billion of Bitcoin. And I'm going to be getting very detailed into what this looks like coming up. But thank you, Michael Saylor. You are coming through on every level. Bitcoin Overflow wants us to know that, holy smokes, 21 billion strike ATM program. This should make the ATM haters happy because it takes sell pressure off MSTR while keeping the Bitcoin buys flowing. It's also good for strike buyers because it keeps their yield high and conversion price low. Boom. It's good for everybody. It is good for everybody. Jesse Myers posted something I want to share, how Saylor revealed his latest strategy to acquire more Bitcoin. The potential scale, 262,500 Bitcoin with a 52% Bitcoin yield for us. This is a thread breaking down what it means for Bitcoin, MSTR, and Strike. So again, this is the announcement of the 21 billion at the market program. Current holdings, the Bitcoin price is currently around $80,000. The MNAV is 1.65. The price was 253. Hopefully we get back there soon. Strike issued 584 million through Q1. The new 21 billion is going to equal 262,500 Bitcoin potential, depending on the Bitcoin price, with a 52% yield. So let's talk about the thread. Jesse says, this new program gives Strategy up to 21 billion in newly raised funds explicitly to buy Bitcoin. And he went through and highlighted all of the important things here. And I will be putting this in the show notes, the link to this thread. So check it out at your leisure. Strategy will sell shares of Strike directly into the market, at the market, in order to streamline fundraising. Previously, they had to announce, price, sell, and close individual convertible notes. So this is going to be a very exciting option here. Strike creates a more compelling type of strategy convertible note, unlimited upside, perpetual duration, an 8% annual dividend. He puts in parentheses, this is incredible. So again, uncapped upside for Strike versus prior MSTR convertibles. You can see the cap on all the prior convertibles. This is uncapped, perpetual, incredible. Perpetual duration. I love it. These properties will allow Strategy to appeal to a greater portion of the fixed income market and convertible note markets. versus prior convertible notes. So here we go. Strike will attract a greater portion of the fixed income market. It's like this is who convertible notes could appeal to, and this is who Strike can appeal to. Very exciting. In other words, the Strike at the market program will allow Strategy to tap into a greater portion of the capital in the bond market, converting that monetary energy into Bitcoin. Boom. Here we go. Let's go, Strike. 21 billion could just be the start for this Strike ATM program. Congrats to Saylor for creating an even more efficient vehicle for converting SOV capital into into Bitcoin monetary energy. Boom. Exciting stuff. Jesse, thanks for breaking this down. I hope everybody's as excited as I am. Bitcoin Overflow wants us to know that, hey, this is a good question. This is in reference to what are the incentives of actually holding Strike? In a proximate sense, Strike is being diluted, but unlike MSTR, the value of holding Strike is not simple price appreciation. There are two moving parts. One, dividends. Strike essentially pays a fixed dividend of 8% on the liquidation preference of $100. Effectively, it pays a fixed dividend of $8 per share. Two, convertibility. Shares of Strike are convertible at 0.1 share of MSTR, not a fixed conversion price of 1,000, as is a common misunderstanding. Strike is designed to be a low volatility instrument. Buying Strike is primarily for price appreciation of Strike is doing it wrong. It's more about the dividend and convertibility. Now, remember that Strike is, in some sense, a claim on 0.1 share of MSTR. If the price of MSTR increases, this is good for Strike holders. Since Strike holders effectively are delayed MSTR holders, it's not as simple as the price of Strike being suppressed for the benefit of MSTR holders. Strike holders benefit from MSTR price rising toward their conversion price. To recap, these are the dynamics at play. One, sell pressure on Strike reduces upside potential on Strike price. Two, Strike holders continue to collect their dividend. Three, price of MSTR shares is pushed higher toward Strike holders' conversion price. Strike holders take a hit on one, but continue to benefit their actual primary value propositions on 2 and 3. Boom. I mean, this was such, in my opinion, a genius play by the strategy team to introduce Strike. It's all great things for MSTR. Adam says there's nothing to worry about. Bitcoin is inevitable. Now, I don't want to be so bold to think that Adam watches this video, but I've been using this word for a couple of days now. So the fact that Adam thinks it's inevitable as well makes me very happy. So I'm glad that we're on the same page, Adam, because I believe that. I believe that Bitcoin is inevitable, and therefore MSTR is inevitable. Liquidity is rotating, weak hands are exiting, and supply remains algorithmically fixed. While fiat policy grows erratic, Bitcoin's monetary policy remains perfect. Volatility does not equal risk. Volatility is the price of outsized returns. The generational buying window is now open. But boom. And we're going to end from BitStrategy because I think, and our posts, our X posts, with BitStrategy, because I think this is going to be very helpful for us. It helped me reading this, so I hope it helps you in these kind of times. I learned a useful tool trading Bitcoin over the years. The same rule applies to strategy. The more volatile the asset, the more relevant this rule is. Be happy if it goes up. Be happy if it goes down. Your job as a trader or investor is to force yourself to consider the undesired outcome. We have a tendency to psychologically block out our undesired outcome. If we're long, we don't want to think about a dump. If we're short, we don't want to think about a rally. You need to be happy with it, genuinely happy. The harder you try to resist thinking about it, the more it means you should rethink your position altogether. If you're not comfortable with the downside, you need to get comfortable. Maybe that means freeing up some more capital to buy a dip, more dry powder. Maybe it's the reverse. Maybe you're waiting for a dip that will never come. Are you going to FOMO in as soon as it pumps? Then you probably need more exposure now. The human brain doesn't like probability. This is why we feel after the fact that the market was always going to do what it did. In reality, it wasn't certain, and either result could have happened. Embrace uncertainty. Embrace strategy. Now we have 3 great video clips coming up from Michael Saylor. I also have going over the tracker, the strategy tracker today, which is cool. I give you my price points that I bought MSTR at yesterday for my daily DCA. But before we move into that, I want to announce something that I'm very personally excited about. We have a sponsor for MSTR Today. This means I'm going to be able to continue to produce these shows for you for free 7 days a week with myself, with my team. So thank you for ShipStation, and thank you to you, the viewers, for supporting these sponsors that are allowing me to do this for you for free. So ShipStation, take it away. So check it out. I know we're all looking to stack more Bitcoin and MSTR, and to do that, we need more fiat. So let's chat about our sponsor, ShipStation. We all know the market can seem pretty chaotic at times, but if you're in charge of order fulfillment for your business, you already understand chaos. While we might not be able to help calm the chaos in the market, ShipStation is here to help when it comes to shipping and fulfillment. I've used ShipStation to easily automate shipping to customers around the globe. My favorite part about the platform, managing orders in one simple dashboard makes an otherwise massive task feel pretty darn simple. Plus, ShipStation not only integrates with the services and selling channels you already use, it's also the fastest, most affordable way to ship products to your customers. ShipStation hooks you up with discounts up to 88% off UPS, DHL Express, and USPS rates, and up to 90% off FedEx rates. Calm the chaos of order fulfillment with the shipping software that delivers. Switch to ShipStation today. Go to shipstation.com/MSTR to sign up for your free trial, or click the pinned comment below this video. That's shipstation.com/MSTR. And thank you for supporting our sponsors that allow myself and my team to continue to produce these daily videos for you for free. Now back to the show. All right, and now let's move into 3 great video clips from Michael Saylor. Michael, take it away.
There's only room for one nation state to buy up 20% of the network. And obviously, I think it should be the United States. I think it will be the United States. It's a way for us to enrich ourselves and emerge as a creditor nation in a matter of a decade. It's also a way for us to ensure that we're the economic leaders in cyberspace and the digital economy for the next 100 years. And if we do that, every one of our allies will follow us, and then all of our enemies will end up having to buy into the network once it passes 10 or 20 million a coin, and they will enrich us.
Like if you roll the clock back to 2007, Steve Jobs invents the iPhone. And, people thought, oh, it's a toy. By 2009, the iPhone's got an app store. And if you understood anything about software, the iOS is a new operating system, and it's going to be its own ecosystem, at least as important as the web. And it's going to spawn an entire new generation of applications, right? And the mobile wave is responsible for what, like $5 trillion, 5 to 10 trillion dollars of wealth over the next decade. Can you imagine someone sitting around saying, oh, I get mobile device technology, and you're trying to time the market in Apple stock in 2011? Like you're buying and selling Apple stock in 2011. You want to shake them. Like, are you out of your mind? I'm trading Facebook stock back and forth between $8 a share and $4 a share and $12 a share. And you just want to do this. Like, do you not understand that one day every single person on the planet is going to have one of these things in their pocket, and it's going to go up by a factor of 100? And you're trying to trade Apple stock between $1.25 and $1.17 and bragging about how you bought it at $1.25 and sold it at $2.11. And have you figured out the consequences of being short the share if it goes up by $100? Like the amount, are you out of your mind? Because, by the way, I spent 30 years in the business, and I obsess over this every single freaking minute of the day. And I wrote a book on it, right? I wrote the book. I predicted the future. I made $500 million investing in these things, right? And I started, and I put a small amount of capital in. And let me tell you one thing, John, I can't time the market. I have no freaking clue. Like once I understood Bitcoin, I would go to bed with anxiety at night, feeling short, because I worried that somebody else would figure out what I'd figured out, and they would buy it all, and I wouldn't be able to buy anymore. And so once you get something and you look out decade or decades, the only issue is How do I buy more of it?
And there you have it, another episode of MSTR Today. It is Tracker Tuesday, so here we are on strategy acquisitions. I wanted to highlight the history tab here. You can just see how over time, these are all the acquisitions that strategy has had. Even during the lowest of low times, they kept consistently buying all the way until these most recent flurry at the end of 2024, beginning of 2025. And it looks like we're going to have some time to buy the dip a little bit here. We'll see. You know, Michael Saylor loves buying the top forever, but it looks like he's going to be forced to buy the dip coming up here pretty shortly. So we'll talk about that when it happens. But again, just look at this: up, way down, up, way down, up. From this peak to this peak, I mean, this was a brutal chopping drop. I remember this day right here. I was like, oh, we're never turning around. And then what happened? Boom. And then now here we are again, looking not that strong. But remember, Bitcoin makes the vast majority of its moves 10 days per month. 10 days per year. 10 days per year is the average number of days that Bitcoin makes the majority of its moves. That's why it's time in the market. We're not trying to time the market. At least I'm not. Time in the market. And I'm DCAing this puppy. I mean, here we are. Yesterday, I bought it 236. Never thought I'd be saying that. I'm getting close to almost buying a full share. I don't know how it was only $205. That must have slipped at the very end there, but I meant to buy $211. So that gave me a 0.869 share of MSTR at $236. And I'm going to be buying $211, $210, or in this case, unfortunately, $205 every single trading day of 2025. I will share my portfolio every Sunday to show you all the details. And please remember, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. I'm trying to be one of those positive influences. A lot of you are positive influences in my life. In the comment section, I read those comments. They're very heartwarming to me. So please keep those coming. I'm starting to recognize the names, the avatars, because you're being very consistent with those comments. So thank you in advance. I do see them. I read them. I respond to them. They're meaningful. And just like Michael Saylor says, there is no second best.
What's the second best? There is no second best.